What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I, as always, am Matt Tuna Turner, and today I'm going to Japan for like 2.5 weeks. I'm pretty stoked. I've got some friends flying in from Vancouver to meet me there. I'm flying into Tokyo from Taiwan. A friend from here is coming with me as well. The four of us are going to have a blast. We're going to go to Universal Studios. We're going to watch some wrestling, and of course, I'm going to be picking up some games. So, stay tuned. I hope you enjoy the journey. Come along with me.
That's right, we're off to Japan. The purpose of this trip was actually threefold. The first was wrestling. The second, Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios. I'd never been to Super Nintendo World. It's brand new, and the Donkey Kong expansion is just open, so we want to go see that as well. And also, of course, is Japan, the land of anime, video games, manga. Have to do some shopping, lots and lots of shopping. As you can see, my suitcase, very empty, very empty. It won't be that way when I come home, I can guarantee you of that. Also, bonus, my friend from here joining me from Taiwan has never been to Japan. Neither has one of my friends from Vancouver. So, the four of us are all flying into Tokyo on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve to check out Japan for 2.5 weeks. I'm actually meeting one of these people for the first time. We call ourselves the Splatoon Boys because the four of us play Splatoon together every weekend. One of my only rules for this trip was that if I ever saw any sort of Sailor Moon gacha, I had to take a spin. Didn't matter how much it cost or where, I had to do it. How many Sailor Moon gachas did I find? I don't know, we'll find out. Alright, well, we've landed. Thankfully, it's a short flight from Taipei, not very long at all. Of course, got to check out the Pokemon store. Always. There's going to be a lot of Pokemon stores, I imagine. We are going to Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. We start in Tokyo, then we go to Osaka, then we go to Kyoto, and then we come back through Tokyo and back to, well, for us, Taiwan. We meet at our hotel. We got there around the same time, despite them flying in from Canada. And we immediately decide to head to Shibuya. We're going to spend New Year's Eve in Shibuya, and then from there we're going to check out a temple. But first we got to get some food and drink. It's a big drink. Unfortunately, we didn't know this, but the Japanese government decided to cancel the festivities at the Shibuya Scramble. So apparently they've canceled New Year's in Tokyo. Well, we should know that beforehand, because there was an option to go to a temple near Tokyo Tower, which would have been way more enjoyable. Anyways, clock strikes midnight and we're off to a temple. As you can see, we are not the only ones. It was really packed, really packed. There was a really long line, and given the drink I had before, many stops along the way. They let us in, I think it was like 100 people at a time. Like there's just these giant chunks of people, and then we'd stop, and then we a little bit further, as you can see, until finally we're inside this temple. It's a beautiful temple, big, gorgeous, not far from Shibuya Scramble. We're able to walk here. I think the sign says Nan something Men South Gate, maybe. That's Chinese, of course, not Japanese. There's a big, beautiful courtyard, and as you can see, it is absolutely packed. Just packed. There's got to be 800 people in here. So once I got up to the front, I threw some change, and we were able to leave. I wanted to ring a gong, but you had to pay extra, and I figured I could probably do that at a small shrine elsewhere. So we left, and at this point, I think it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, maybe 3. So we decided to call it a night, and we made it back to our hotel. I actually don't remember how we made it back to our hotel, because we weren't staying in Shibuya. We were staying, where were we staying? Shinjuku, I believe. So we had to get there somehow. It wasn't a cab, and the trains were closed. But that was our first night in Tokyo, meeting one friend for the first time. A couple of our friends, first time in Japan. Sadly, not off to a great start, given that the New Year's festivities were closed. I think the government was concerned about people getting rowdy. Anyways, that puts a button on night one. Alright, now it's the first. Now, I don't know if you know this about Japan, but they take New Year's very seriously. On the 1st of January, pretty much to the 3rd, almost everything is closed. Almost everything is closed. My friends, despite the jet lag, wanted to get up early and go get some breakfast somewhere. I did not. I slept in. And so we met them near Tokyo Main Station to get some breakfast. And there was this neat Mario exhibit, but believe me, I think you'll see more of that later. There will be lots of Mario on this trip. We're all Nintendo fans. I had to, of course, hair the dog. Nice Woodford, I believe it was. As I said, we were near Tokyo Main Station. This is it. Big. It's beautiful. Kind of looks like the presidential palace here in Taiwan. Because this is outdoor, it's really the only thing that we could do. We went to the big Imperial Palace. There wasn't much else open. So after breakfast, that's where we went. We spent most of our day just kind of bumming around outside the Imperial Palace, Tokyo Main Station, eating at restaurants that were open. Not sure what was going on, but there was just a parade of cars leaving. They all had different flags on them. Of course, we were looking for Canada. Didn't see any, but we saw a bunch of European countries, some African ones, Middle Eastern ones. Not sure what they're doing. Must be some sort of New Year's thing. We walked around to one of the other gates. It's a big plot of land that the palace sits on.
Dave had to lie when he said he wasn't bringing firearms into the country.
We couldn't actually get into the grounds of the palace, but we were able to walk around around it. We didn't. I wish we could go inside of it. And then at night, we wanted to go check out the Studio Ghibli clock. We happened to be in the area. So we figured, why not try and catch the final show of the day at the Ghibli clock? So we did. And here it is for you guys to enjoy as well. And that is the end of the second day, I guess, January 1st. Things start to open on the 2nd and 3rd. Alright, it's now the 2nd, and we decided to go check out Azabudai Hills because we figured a big shopping area might actually have some things that are open. Plus, there's some stuff outdoors to go see, and it's just beautiful architecture. However, when we were on the train on the way here, we did see something about a Pokemon exhibit. And of course, all of us being Pokemon and Nintendo fans were like, yup, we need to go. And thankfully, it was in or near Azabudai Hills. So, of course, we had to see if it was open and if we could get in. As you can see, it's a bunch of like just random materials, ceramics and foils and clay and glass and all sorts of stuff. With Pokemon, it used to make Pokemon characters. And they had a Pokemon cafe, which of course we had to go. Yeah, lunch. Okay, done. It was a very small cafe, just a little pop-up to support the gallery. The food was excellent. Sadly, me being lactose intolerant, I should say. I think it's an allergy, but there wasn't a whole lot I could eat, but I did find some stuff I could. And it was delicious. It was delicious. Oh yeah, I brought my 3DS with me. I was trying to get as many Street Passes as possible. Street Pass is still alive and well in 2025. I do recommend you bring your 3DS with you everywhere you go. Maybe you'll see me and we can Street Pass. Of course, guess what? There was a store. I got some Pikachus there, and there's all sorts of stuff. T-shirts and mugs and coasters and all stuff from the gallery itself. We had a special Pikachu variant, a bunch of Eevees, photo cards, books, pencils. Here's some more plushies. Some t-shirts, magnets, pins. These are some of the artwork, some of the pieces, the art pieces from the gallery. So many Pikachus. Did I pick one up? Maybe. So everything in Japan is done by a lottery these days. So we went and put our name on a list and then checked out some stuff outside Azabudai Hills. So one of us is really big into art. So this was a huge thing for one of us. We had enough time to go check out another art exhibit. This was actually the whole point of coming to Azabudai Hills, was to check out this exhibit with the spider. It was actually ending soon, and it's been traveling. It's going to travel around the world. So we took the opportunity to go check it out while we waited for our Pokemon art exhibit to start. It's a female artist, female Japanese artist, and some of the pieces are just amazing. And the view from this, oh, it was great. This in person was great. It's just these 3D things that would just pop out at you. Sadly, the camera didn't really capture it all that well. Look at that view. Man, Tokyo is just huge. There's Tokyo Tower. And we got hungry, so we had to go again. We stopped at Shogun Burger. I got a burger and fries with an egg on it. Delicious. Highly recommend if you happen to be in Japan. They are a chain. You can find them elsewhere. All right, finally, it was our time. It was our time to enter the Pokemon art exhibit. And immediately you're greeted by 3 of the evolutions. You got Vaporeon, or I guess it's Vaporeon. Jolteon, and Flareon. These ones are gorgeous. Absolutely love them. And then from there, it opens up. And you see all sorts of Pokemon, from Groudon to Piplup, just tons and tons of Pokemon. So as you can see, there's just tons and tons of Pokemon. Almost every Pokemon you can think of, and it's just they look so cool, and they're just made out of all these weird materials like wire, ceramics, glass, clay, and it works so well. Gave all these characters texture and just a look. Too bad you couldn't touch, but a look that just was so unique. And the Pokemon were hidden everywhere. In fact, in these vines, little Pikachus. Alright, so as we left the Pokemon exhibit, we found a little shrine and decided maybe we should go in. Maybe there's an opportunity to ring a bell there, because we didn't get the opportunity to do so 2 days ago. So we thought, why not? Let's try. It was closed, of course, because at this point now it's late. We spent a long time at the two galleries, enough to get 2 meals, as you saw. But this was a cool little shrine, little temple that we just sort of stumbled upon and decided to walk in. Oh, so many stairs. But Tokyo's cool for this. There's like these tall towers just everywhere, and then nestled where almost everywhere you look, you'll find a small shrine or a small temple just hidden away in a corner. Tokyo Tower. After all the art galleries and the temple, we decided to go hit up Tokyo Tower because we knew it would be open in all its beautiful glory. Got our tickets and we were off. We actually didn't have to wait too long, which was nice. I don't know if it's because we went later at night, but it was good. A little bit of history of the building of the tower, models of old Tokyo. It's crazy to think that Tokyo ever looked like this. It is just so massive, full of tall towers now. And up we went. It's cool to see at night. It was very beautiful. We could see all the twinkling lights across the city. And they went on forever. Oh, uh-oh. Watch your step. Don't trip. It's a long way down. Of course, there were stores there to do some shopping. Came across this store here. They had like blind gift bags, which was pretty cool. A whole bunch of statues and stuff. I'm not sure if they're officially licensed, but they look cool. Some like old school Americana, if you will. But yeah, these are just blind gift boxes. Whoa, refresh rate. Yeah, it's called Lucky Box. You can actually find them around Tokyo. I think we also found one in Kyoto or Osaka. But yeah, Lucky Box. That's their whole gimmick is the blind box. But they also sell like a bunch of other stuff. It's pretty cool. Then after that, it was back to our hotel, at least back to Shinjuku, I should say, where we were staying to go check out some stuff, get some more food. And I guess that's kind of it on, this is day 2 now. Day 2 of Japan, 2025. Next day is January 3rd. And we're going to do a little bit more shopping. And get ready for 2 days of wrestling. Alright, it's day 3 now. And the only major thing we have on the docket today is shopping. The first stop is the New Japan Pro Wrestling Pro Store. Why? Because I like to get a Wrestle Kingdom t-shirt to go wear to Wrestle Kingdom. Plus, it helps give you a lay of the land of what might actually be at the merch booth. The next 2 days are about wrestling. So I wanted to try and get an idea of what might be at the merch booth, especially since when I've gone in years past, the merch booth, the lineup has been absolutely insane. So it was time for some wrestling merch and then some Go-Go Gorilla curry. Some really big chicken cutlet and Japanese curry. It's delicious. Then after this, more shopping at Nakano Broadway. Now Nakano Broadway is a big area. There's lots of food and shopping to be done here. This is where you'll find a lot of anime stuff, cosplay, video games outside of Akihabara, just because there is all of it in one place. There's also an arcade and stuff in here. It's just massive. It's 4 or 5 floors of just pure shopping. There's also some magic cards in here. So yeah, just anime and manga and gachas as far as the eye can see. Of course, video games, both new and used. So this is Mandarake, and they are all over Nakano Broadway. They specialize in used and pre-owned everything. Books, TV shows, toys, and most importantly, games. Funny thing about Mandarake is I didn't actually realize it was called Mandarake. I actually thought it was called Mandrake. Now, if you follow me on socials, and you should, at TunaFish with a PH09 on pretty much everything, you'll know that one of my favorite games of all time is this. Eric.
I'll buy me your monies.
$8,800. Dude, it's only like $80 for complete inbox. One of the best games in the world. Damn.
Did I actually pick it up? Alright, it is off to Shibuya for more shopping. If anyone's been to Tokyo before, you know exactly what is in Shibuya and where we might be heading. This is something I've always wanted to try. Maybe on the next trip. Aw, snap. If you guessed the Nintendo store and the Pokemon Center, you won a prize. This was the first Nintendo store stop of our trip. There will be a few more, I'm sure, because they got one in Kyoto and Osaka. And on the same floor, right across the way, is the Pokemon Center. They have everything for sale here. All the controllers, all the games, plushies, shirts, buttons, mugs, anything you could possibly imagine. Branded Nintendo and Nintendo characters. They've got sections for Zelda, sections for Mario, Animal Crossing, Splatoon. Had to get a gotcha.
Oh, they're in capsules too. Hey. N64. Thank you.
Well, isn't that convenient? It's right there. You're greeted by a big, big Mewtwo as you enter the store, and unlike the Nintendo store, this is just Pokemon. Just Pokemon. But similar products. Cups, glasses, shirts, plushies, lots of plushies, and of course Pokemon cards and games. New games, of course. You're not going to come here and find Pokemon Green or Crystal or anything like that. After a long day of shopping, it was time for something to eat, and man, did we feast! Which is good because the next 2 days are going to be big, all about wrestling. Alright, today's the day. We're finally here. For those of you not in the know, every year on January 4th, New Japan Pro Wrestling holds their big event, their WrestleMania at the Tokyo Dome called Wrestle Kingdom. And much like WrestleMania, it has become a 2-day event. However, the second day this year has been co-branded with an American promotion called AEW. Now, me and one of my friends are big wrestling fans, so we knew we had to get tickets. We got tickets to both nights. However, we'll get to that second night later. Now, the Tokyo Dome is massive. It is a big indoor baseball park, so it seats a lot of people. You can get a lot of people in for these events. Now, the card for Wrestle Kingdom was pretty stacked. However, it's really hard to follow New Japan Pro Wrestling, especially from North America. There isn't a lot of media or coverage of it. You can't really watch it on TV like you can WWE or AEW, but we do try and find some of the wrestlers that we enjoy. For me, I'm a huge Bullet Club mark, so anytime someone from the Bullet Club came out, I was super stoked. So yeah, as I mentioned, the card was stacked. There was a 4-way match for the the New Japan Pro Wrestling TV Championship. There was a ladder match for the Tag Team Championship, which was pretty good. One of AEW's champions went title for title against a New Japan Pro Wrestling champion. Shingo versus Konosuke, if you know who they are. There was a women's match, of course, women's title match. There was a junior heavyweight championship match. El Desperado versus Duki. Yeah, funny name, I know. Hiroshi Tanahashi is on his retirement tour, sadly. And he was in a lumberjack death match. It was really good. And then there was the global heavyweight champion, David Finlay versus Yota. And then, of course, the main event was Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shota Umino. I'm sorry if I'm butchering those names. The main event was excellent. Unfortunately, we weren't able to film. Like, they kept coming around and telling us to put our phones down, so I was only able to get what I was able to get. As you can see from the footage, our seats were excellent. And we had them for both days. We're right down on the floor. We were so close to the ring. The action was right in front of our faces. It was so good. And when they left the ring, they walked right past us. So as you can see here from the footage, Zack Sabre Jr. successfully defends the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. And in doing so, he becomes the first ever wrestler to go back-to-back at Wrestle Kingdom to retain his title. He won it, I believe he won it at Wrestle Kingdom 18 and then defended it at WrestleMania 19. He is the first ever to defend or win back-to-back champions. And it's also notable because he is a foreigner, right? He's not Japanese, he's a foreigner, he's from England. So it was a huge, huge, huge thing for him. History in the making. After the event, it was off for food because the next day we had another full day of wrestling. All right, we're back at Suidabashi Station and the Tokyo Dome for not Wrestle Kingdom, but Wrestle Dynasty. This was the one put on by the American promotion, AEW. Now, as you can see, our seats are even better. They're even better. Unfortunately, Japan, they do this thing for, it's everywhere. They do lotteries for everything. So when we bought these tickets, I was only able to choose a section or a tier. I didn't actually get to choose my seats. So you can believe we were very pleasantly surprised when we found out just how close we were for all of these. This card was also pretty stacked. There was a Lucha Gauntlet match. There were a couple tag team matches, including a triple threat tag team match for the IWGP Tag Team Champions, which my boys, the Young Bucks, won. There was a four-way match. There were also a few wrestlers doing double duty, like Zack Sabre Jr. wrestled both nights. Shota wrestled both nights. Takeshita wrestled both nights. My girl, Mercedes Moné, the CEO, was in a winner-takes-all match against Mina Shirakawa. So she, well, you'll see, she has the potential to have 4 belts at that point in time. But what made Wrestle Dynasty the most special is that Kenny Omega, after a year of fighting, diverticulitis? Is I think what it's called? It's an issue with your intestines in your gut. Came back to wrestle for the first time against, sadly it was the Bullet Club, but I just had to cheer on for Kenny, against Gabe Kidd. And man, that was, of both nights, that was the match. Here she is, Mercedes Moné, CEO, CEO, CEO. What made it even more special, not only is she one of my favorite female wrestlers, but she came out dressed like Super Sailor Moon. And anybody who knows me knows I love Sailor Moon. After a hard-fought and amazing match, Mercedes Moné wins both the belts. She is the true CEO of women's wrestling. And you never really think about it because on TV they look so big. They look, all of them, men and women, they look larger than life. But as you can see here, as they walk by, oh man, we were so close. As they walk by, they're actually pretty small. Oh man, here it is. This was the match that I was most excited for over both days. Kenny Omega is one of my favorites. He's absolutely amazing. He's such an amazing wrestler. And he'd been sidelined for a whole year with diverticulitis, and he finally got the all clear from the doctors. And he decided to come back in style against Gabe Kidd. Now, I don't know how much of this I can play, but he came back using his Final Fantasy theme song. I hope I'll probably get a copyright strike, so maybe I shouldn't. But just believe me, it was amazing. Goosebumps the whole time. This match was pure cinema. It went on for, oh god, half hour, 45 minutes. And it was so good. Both of them gave it their all. Both of them gave it their all. What made it amazing is they both just, like I said, it was pure cinema. Kenny Omega takes a bump early and really sells the diverticulitis injury. And that kind of hangs over the entire rest of the match. And just the things they pull off is stunning. This is something that he should not be doing after his injury. Like I said, he's selling that injury. Pure cinema. He can't get him up. Can't get him up for the one-winged angel. Kicks out at 1 this far into the match. Finally, after a one-winged angel, Kenny Omega gets the 3. And his first match back in over a year is a win. I was so stoked. So happy. This was, like I said, this was the best match out of both nights. Sad to see Gabe lose. Bullet Club for life. But my boy, Kenny, did it in the end. Alright, main event time. Zack Sabre Jr. doing double duty. Main event, Wrestle Kingdom. Main event, Wrestle Dynasty. This time versus Ricochet, who is a lot of fun to watch. So this was also a great match. But hard to follow up that Kenny Omega Gabe Kidd match. This was for the IWGP Heavyweight title. Zack Sabre Jr. successfully defends the title 2 nights in a row. Damn, he is a beast. After that, it was off for more food and then sleep. Alright, this was our last full day in Tokyo before heading off to Osaka. I needed to get a coffee after 2 days of wrestling. I was pretty exhausted, needed a little boost. But we decided to head on out to Yokohama, to Diver City Mall, to check out the Unko Museum, also called the Poop Museum. There's also a big Gundam there, so that was fun to see as well. So yeah, here it is, the Unko Museum, also called the Poop Museum. It's less a museum and more of an interactive experience, I will say. There's lots of activities and things to do and touch and see. Some like very basic video games, that sort of thing. But the whole point of this experience is to remove the stigma that we have around poop and pooping. And is it successful? I don't know, I guess kind of. It was fun. It was a fun experience. I'd highly recommend it if you happen to be in the Yokohama area. So yeah, you start by picking a toilet, sitting on it, and pretending to take a really big poop. And then what happens? A poop comes out. You don't know what color it is. It's a surprise. You'll see. Here are a couple of my friends. What color did they get? A blue? A yellow?
Oh, you got a gold one! Dave got a golden poop!
Alright, my turn. Of course, I had to pick the pink toilet. I had to work extra hard. Oh, exhausted. What color did I get? Ooh, I got a silver poop. It's so pretty. So yeah, as you can see, it's just all about poop. There's this big light board about that has different words for poops in different languages. There's a ball pit that's all little foam poops, and it drops more, and the kids got to go and collect them. So lots of mini games and arcade games. You don't really win anything for them, but they're still fun to play. They even had like their own poop-themed mascots that are fuzzy, based on real-world animals. Like this one has a tail. Kind of looks like something.
It moves.
Of course, being Japan, there's a gacha. I got this gacha, which is a bit modeled after this poop with a bobtail. Soft. Here's a wall you can draw on. Leave little messages. Here's mine. Oh, as I mentioned earlier, there's a foam pit, and the kids are about to get a shower. 3, 2, 1. Poop time! And then they get to collect all the poops. This is a fun game. You're basically left to wait and try and catch a poop as it falls. Took me a few tries, but I got it. Then when it's time to go, you exit through the toilet. Magically whisked away through all the poop. Ooh. And then it was back to reality, and of course, the gift shop. Exit through the gift shop, where you could buy all the poops you wanted. Now, one of my friends, what he did was you could get a bag and stuff it with as many poops as possible for one flat fee. And he did. Squishy! Should I buy the hat? Here he is, shoving as many poops into that bag as possible. What he did with them, I honestly have no idea. Well, we finished right in time to go check out the Gundam show, which was admittedly a little disappointing. I was expecting a bit more, but it was still cool to see this giant Gundam doing a bunch of stuff, lighting up, moving and shit. Now, Yokohama is pretty far away, so we wanted to take advantage and go check out this Joypolis place. But because lottery, we couldn't get in. So instead, we went here. It wasn't too far away, and even though it was raining, this was on a covered walkway. It's kind of like an indoor old street kind of thing. Lots of food, sweets, games. It's really neat, really neat. Did some shopping, ate some food. Oh, of course, Sailor Moon catches my eye. Oh, Canada. Is that an arcade? Well, don't mind if I do. They had so many games, driving, shooting, pinball, even some like really old games that like you would never really see anymore.
Get
had this weird Sailor Moon game. I wasn't sure how to play it, but I guess you're supposed to get the ball in the hearts. Sit down tabletop games. And then over in the corner there, you can see a bunch of arcade games. Street Fighter, Final Fight, that sort of thing. Star Wars Pinball. Of course, we had to give it a shot. And it has this awesome light-up board that basically plays the events of the first movie. On the way back from Yokohama, I convinced my friends to stop at Shimbashi Station because I wanted to go do some retro game hunting. So, I found this small store on Google, not far from the station, and away we went. It was interesting. It's in this really, really empty mall. There wasn't a whole lot there. There was some rub and tugs not too far away, but we ended up finding it. I don't remember what floor it was on, but it was on like the 3rd, 4th, or 5th floor, something like that. So we had to go up. As you can see, it's pretty small, but they had a whole bunch of stuff, including imports, Famicom games, Game Boy games, Super Famicom games, all the way up to Switch. This is the inside of the store. There's a rope, staff only. I wasn't allowed to go in there. What's this? What did I get? Mystery. Alright, our last morning in Tokyo before we go to Osaka. This little robot is cleaning, telling us what's up.
I left my bag on
I don't remember what it said.
What will you do?
Remember I told you earlier we'd see that Mario exhibit? Well, here it is. This is near Tokyo Main Station. So we checked out of our hotel and we came here for breakfast and coffee before we hit the bullet train. This was our final meal in Tokyo before we hit the train at Front Room. We got coffee, brunch. I think I got a mimosa as well. It was very cool. It was like being in a cafe outside, but we were inside. Scratch that. It was a coffee martini I got. After food, we went into the Nintendo pop-up store that they had here. It's mostly the same stuff that you'd find in the like proper Nintendo stores, but it's still cool to check out. And with that, we are on our way to the Shinkansen. This one wasn't our train. Our train was the next one. But first, I wanted a coffee because the one I had earlier wasn't enough.
This is our train.
And the Shinkansen, they have Shinkansen coffee. And it's actually a bit of an experience. If you're ever at the station, I do recommend it. You get to choose based on many, many options. Of course, I have to be careful because I can't have dairy, but I managed to get exactly what I wanted.
Take the train a matcha.
There's this neat little display showing you how your coffee is made. Presto! There's your coffee. This is cool. This is neat. Not gonna lie. The coffee was pretty good. Oh, our train has arrived. And with that, I think that will be the end of this video. This is the end of leg 1 of our journey. We go from here to Osaka. This video is already really long, so I think I'm going to end it here. You guys can look forward to part 2. In the meantime, I want to thank you all for following along on this journey. In the next video, we'll be in Osaka and Kyoto and back to Tokyo. We'll be going to Universal Studios as well as Dragon Quest Island. And there will be more retro game hunting. I think a little more successful in Osaka and Kyoto. Tokyo, expensive. Anyways, if you like this type of stuff, do leave a comment, hit that thumbs up button, maybe ring that bell for notifications to let you know when part 2 of this video comes out. Please do hit that subscribe button. Also, you can check out the description box below. If you're into science fiction, I have published a book. You can find that down in the comments, down in the description below. And yeah, until next time, goodbye, auf Wiedersehen, and 再见.